This episode is massive for Park to Prem. The end of season number 9. 3 matches to play today. And, well, we are trying to chase down automatic promotion. Right now we sit in 3rd place. We have played 2 games since we were last here. We won both our games. Derby won both their games. MK Dons won both their games. We are guaranteed a playoff spot. There will be playoff action at the very least tomorrow. But I'm going to hope that with 3 games left, maybe with a phenomenal end to the season, we can find ourselves in the top 2. We have been on fire, as you can see from our form. We've been playing amazingly. Last episode was massive for that. Today, we're going to try and get the job done. But I know even if we win every game, that might not be enough. And that does concern me slightly. How is it going, folks? Welcome back to Park to Prem. Today is episode number 60. I hope you survived yesterday without me. Today, massive matches ahead. We are taking on Fleetwood Town away, who you might remember we lost to earlier this season in an episode, so I can't take that game for granted. We've then got Reading in 4 days' time. They're going kind of strong in the league. They're currently in 4th. And then after that, to end the year, we take on Huddersfield Town away at the John Smith Stadium, which I'm going to be honest, it might be the best name for a stadium ever. I'll let you guys be the judge. Now, like I said, since we were last here, we have played 2 matches. The first was against Barnsley. A 2-1 win in this one. A last-minute winner, unfortunately, as we won. Derby beat Rotherham 2-1, and MK Dons beat Bradford 3-0. And after that, on Easter Monday, you can see here, we beat Southend 1-0. A great result in isolation, but unfortunately, Derby won, and MK Dons also won. Where is MK Dons? I've lost them. Where are the Dons? I tell a lie, I said they won, they actually drew 1-1, but because they're further ahead at the top of the table, didn't really matter so much. Now, our opposition today are in 12th, 4th, and 19th. They are all winnable games in their own right. The Reading one is perhaps the most difficult game. One small, maybe crumb of comfort. MK Dons do have to play Reading on the last day of the season, and they also have to take on Huddersfield Town, who we play on the last day of the season. So, yeah, we've got very similar fixtures to MK Dons. However, the real team we're chasing is Derby County. They're taking on Huddersfield today, of all teams, and after that, they've got the small matter of a home game against Lincoln City, and then to end the year, they're playing Wigan at home, and Wigan themselves, right now, are trying to chase down the playoffs. You can see here, the fight for the playoffs is absolutely mad. I am so glad we're not part of it. There's like 5 teams really fighting it out with 3 games left. As for ourselves, we get a free hit at automatic promotion, but if it doesn't happen, the playoffs is still pretty blooming good. This episode does have a chance of going one of 2 ways. Option A, we chase things down. It's really dramatic. Last day of the season, maybe we go up. On the flip side, we could lose the first 2 games today, and then with a game left, there's actually nothing to play for. And I don't know what the plan will be if that happens. Now, our first game today is against Fleetwood. We lost to them earlier on in the year in a live com after losing to Everton, you might remember. Since then, we've been in some really good form. They've been a little bit wibbly-wobbly, but they are one of the best teams when it comes to their home form, and we're taking them on at Highbury Stadium. That is not the former Arsenal stadium. It's a different stadium. I mean, the old Arsenal stadium doesn't even exist anymore. As for Fleetwood, this is one of the furthest away days I think we're going to do all year, and in fact probably all series, because Fleetwood, you can see here, just north of their neighbours Blackpool, a relatively, I don't want to say a small team in the grand scheme of English football, but a team who have never been particularly massive. I believe League One is the highest tier they've ever played at, but they are long established at that level, and as you can see here, we're taking them on. They've got Jim's Bar next door. Oh my word, I want to go see Jim's Bar. We have had a lot of seaside away days, haven't we, this year? Fleetwood Golf Club is just on the coast. The whole of the coast is just a golf club. You know what? Not going to question it. As for the stadium, which I've somehow managed to lose in this tiny establishment, where did the stadium go? How have I lost it? Turns out I'm blind. I am one of those people who... do people lose their house keys or their car keys or their wallet and then it's just sat in a really obvious place? I am that person. So hopefully someone can relate to that. Let's click on the yellow man. There is a solitary dot for Fleetwood Football Club. This is very big because, I mean, we might as well start outside the stadium. It's not a welcoming sight, is it? Highbury Sports and Social Club, brought to you by Coors Light. I don't even know what to say. This is the away end, to be fair. I feel threatened. Before we go to the one dot in the stadium, I'm going to go to every other point and see if we can get a better view of the ground. Lovely trees. I mean, from this side, we can get a little peek on the pitch. I'm going to be honest, it's not the biggest stadium in the world, is it, this Highbury Stadium? Although it feels very origin story park to Prem, doesn't it? Here's the Fleetwood Massive as well. They're ready for the home game. There is a park next door with a slide and swings. I don't know, have we had a park next to a stadium before? This might be literally park to Prem. Maybe next year I need to manage Fleetwood. I mean, this side of the stadium is a little more welcoming. Jim's Sports Bar apparently is off to the right. I like the idea that the bar is actually just some bushes you go into. Definitely no dodgy stuff going on in there in Jim's Bar. In terms of the stadium itself, I mean, they have managed to put the club's badge on the outside, but it looks more like a school than a football stadium. Please don't take offence, Fleetwood fans. It's not the biggest away day, but I'll tell you what, it does have a little bit of character. It looks like a stadium that's been built up over time, doesn't it? Like one stand at a time, and for that I can respect it. It's got some of the old charm of the original Park to Prem kind of away days. That's what I will say. Imagine if you lived in one of these houses, by the way. You could just get a season ticket for free. Rent out your upper bedrooms to just football fans to watch the matches from. You might struggle if you want to see anything in this corner, but besides that, there is business opportunities here for the people of Fleetwood. Fleetwood Town Football Club, retro away day, feels like an old school one. I'm going to give them a solid 6.5 out of 10. It just reminds me of the away days of old. Now, before we actually get into this match today, I do want to talk about one thing, which is the Wayne Beckford situation. This man's phenomenal. This man's amazing. This is a man I want to build the team around. 16 leadership, 19 years old, playing amazing. I say amazing. His form recently has been amazing. His overall form across the season, maybe less so. But he has a release clause of £325,000 to teams in a higher division. And I have tried to offer a new contract to him. His agent locks in that clause again, so I can't get rid of that release clause. My only hope to hold on to him, I think, is to get promoted this year. If we don't get promoted, I think a championship team just signs him for that £300,000 in the summer. So really, as much as we're playing for promotion, we're playing to keep hold of Wayne, because I'm going to assume there's not really going to be any Premier League teams interested. I say that, then I check. Crystal Palace and Hull want him. So we might be losing him at the end of the season. Nevertheless, when it comes to team news for today's game, this is the team we're going to go with. This has been the long-established, I think at this point, best 11, of course. Hooper and Little, two players who have joined us in the January transfer window as free loans. They have actually been really, really significant parts of the way that we play. They've definitely elevated the team. Defensively, we've been amazing. Today, McGrath does come back into the fray ahead of Beckford, just because when I have played McGrath, he's played pretty good, and he is the left-footed centre-back after all. Besides that, though, it's a strong team. I want revenge on Fleetwood Town for last time. You know what? I'm really going to get the lads going for today's game. Pump fists, we owe Fleetwood Town after what happened last time. The players are chanting death to Fleetwood in the dressing room. They remember the last game. I remember the last game. They embarrassed us. I want to beat them today. I feel like I've got more fired up there with my team talk than the players have, but I'm ready for this one now. Okay, 11 minutes played here. We are struggling for possession, but they are playing a rather similar system to ours, which does involve, I feel, like having a lot of possession at the back. And I suppose when you look at the average position, you can see they are just naturally sat deeper than us. So they are having the ball further back. Our pressing isn't exactly resulting in us winning the ball back. I want to change something here, really. This might be me overthinking. I might be doing a pep here, but if they're going to play with a solitary kind of, well, I say solitary, they're playing with two defensive mids and no centre attacking mid, right? I'm going to just play a box. I mean, you see the box in Brazil. I feel like maybe going with the double shadow striker here is going to allow us to win the ball back high up the pitch and catch them out, because right now they're having a lot of possession. Hoping it's going to help us get the ball back, maybe help us be a bit more threatening. Pani is going to have to do a lot in the middle, but I don't expect both of their centre defensive mids to attack this space. In fact, you can see here they're playing with a DM and Regista. So there's no one really occupying that space where Pani is. So with that in mind, I feel like actually committing a shadow striker up might work in our favour. Certainly when we don't have the ball. I'm hoping it's going to work out for us. Diggin, by the way. Remember Diggin? He's back. He's returned. He's on the far side. On this occasion, though, we've won the ball off him. Davenport with it. Already 38 minutes played here, by the way. This first half has flown by. Craney for Fleetwood, bringing it forward. Lays it wide. We're going to read that. Hassana does well. Now he's going to try and... I was going to say get it forward wisely. Hassana, I don't know what to make of. I know he scored once from the halfway line. Besides that, he's contributed very little. I say that. He got a man of the match performance last time. And has that just deflected in off their own player? I mean, you can see here, we just don't really respond to things. Maybe the double shadow striker left us open there. You know what? I might have made an error. But the shot deflected off Mylon, so it's not my fault. I mean, look, Panny's on a 7.1. Their defensive mids are playing rubbish. It's genius from me. The concern is in this situation here where Panny comes across, there is a bit of space in there. But on the flip side, when we do win the ball back, if we can get it into these dangerous areas, we are going to have a lot of space to exploit. Little in behind, lays it towards Glenny Kamara. I've said Glenn Kamara there. It's not Glenn Kamara, it's Abu Kamara. I do love Glenn Kamara, great player in Football Manager, but he probably retired in this save game now. It's 1-1, and the shadow striker that I moved to the left has got the assist, and therefore it's not a bad decision. Where the hell did Glenn Kamara come from? Why was Glenn on my mind in that moment in time? I don't know. Kamara, nice finish. Let's focus on the positives. We're back even at the break. I mean, when you look at it, Fleetwood have had one shot and it's gone in and it was deflected off their striker. No one's going to convince me that was a pass to their striker. So as far as I'm concerned, we're doing okay. That said, this is a game we actually need to win. So I am going to get a bit shouty. I feel like so far the system is actually working. I mean, obviously, we do need to win the game to be able to claim that. But I don't feel like the tactical tweak we've made is leaving us massively open. And it's certainly limiting their ability to have the ball. The possession that they are having has dropped since we've changed things up. They can't play it out from the back quite as comfortably. Anyway, they're on the attack here. Eves is going to play it forward. Scott Williams to Hooper. Now with Earthy. What can he do for us? He is going to drop a little bit deeper. He lays it off to Panny, who's going to be that quarterback deep line playmaker for us. Get him in the Super Bowl. He plays it from deep. And I'll tell you what, Kamara's just battling away. Wins the ball back, lays it back to Panny. He's going to dink it towards Apshawn. There is an option in the middle. It's deflected in. Kamara's there. It's his second goal of the game, and it is 2-1 here. With the two shadow strikers, their defensive mids cannot apply any pressure on Panny. It comes down to the striker to try and do it. And in that situation there, Panny was given a chance to pick out a pass. He's picked out Apshawn superbly. A little bit of fortune of how it got into the box, but a really nice work move on the whole. Thrown on the far side, Hyde with it, getting it into the middle. Of course, with this system, I do feel like we are maybe a little bit open at the back. I mean, that goes without saying. That said, we are causing them issues when they don't have the ball, and they've created little so far. Need that insurance policy goal, though. I feel like as a team that have limited their opportunities, we've all played Football Manager, when the team have had not many shots, you just fear that any shot they have is going to go in. And it very nearly did that. That's hit the crossbar and gone over. Goal kick for us. Rigby to McGrath. We're looking to play it out from the back ourselves. Of course, they are playing with that lone striker and the two wider kind of attacking mids. When they do look to press, they are trying to press our entire back three. It should leave our wing backs open, but on this occasion here, we have been caught out of possession. And Mylon, he's already scored one. Rigby, I think, has tipped onto the post. What have I just seen? What have I just seen? Okay, look, I'm going to be honest. FM23 has issues, even after all the patches they've done so far. I mean, Hooper, the suspension of disbelief has been shattered. I don't think anyone can defend what we've seen there. We have been absolutely royally f***ed by the game, but you know what? We're going to mentally reset. We're going to go again. Hassana is going to move off the pitch. We're going to move Haddo onto the right. Becky's going to come in at left back. Shulman, I'm going to bring in for Earthy. Apshawn has played well today, but I'm going to bring in Brandon Charles for some fresh legs. Hooper's nervous. I don't like nerves. Beckford, on you come. Don't do anything rash. I say that knowing that he likes to get sent off and give away penalties. He is a bit of a liability. Okay, look, we've got to fight back. We've kind of been... Look, it's not ideal what's just happened in this game, but we have the ability to make a difference here. Beck with the ball at left back. He's going to try and play it in towards Little. Not the best ball forward. Fleetwood going to deal with it for now. Panny, though, with possession. Inside to Beck, who, again, doesn't really pick out the pass. The left back, I brought him in for his ability to deliver on his left foot. So far, we've not really seen it. Panny, gonna dink it. Kamara, can he get there? He can, and I'll tell you what, that shot was not far away. Rigby with the goal kick. Gonna lay it short to McGrath, now with Panny. Time and space for him to pick out Little. This is nice. This is an opening, perhaps. We've got plenty of men forward here. Ball is gonna be switched towards Jay Haddo on this near side. He's gonna win the header. It's not a great ball forward, but still, a dangerous area, and Shulman has managed to win it. Is he the greatest Shulman? We'll claim that he is. It's deflected in. It's 3-2. 15 minutes left. This is the Guernsey of old. We've forgotten how to defend. We know how to attack still. Also, thoughts on the nickname, the greatest Shulman? I'm not sure it's going to catch on. It's a bit fortunate. There's been some weird goals today. I'm not going to pretend otherwise. Seeing out this game now has to be the priorities. With that in mind, I am going to move both Little and Shulman back. I'm going to play them, I think, as centre mids on attack, both of them, which is obviously pretty aggressive, but the centre mids will just drop when they don't have the ball still. Going to switch our mentality to positive as well. Just tell the players to pass it shorter. Let's just kill off what is left of this game. 10 minutes, see it out. What I will say is all of the centre mids that we've played today have had really good games. That is where this game has potentially been won and lost for either team. I say that, fully aware there's still 4 minutes of added time, but as the time trickles away, Fleetwood aren't going to create a great deal. We are going to get a win here. Suddenly I'm wondering, how are Derby doing? How are MK Dons doing? I haven't looked at their results. They kept winning earlier when we were winning. I need them to start losing games. Have we got any losses? He scours the results screen. Where are they? MK Dons lost to AFC Wimbledon. Oh, that's a massive game. Derby lost to Huddersfield. Oh my word. It could actually happen. I mean, look at this, ladies and gentlemen. 2 games left of the season. We are even with Derby County. Goal difference is the tiebreaker. They have it by a solitary goal. So winning by a few could be important. Probably should temper our expectations a little bit because our next game is against Reading. They're in 4th. They're a good team. We still need to win this match. And it's only 4 days away? Oh my word, I'm nervous. We're going to get straight to this one. Do not go anywhere. Okay, so a window of opportunity has opened. We have still got to jump headfirst through the window. And this game here, probably the toughest of the 2 we've got left. Our final game of the year is against Huddersfield, who are actually still battling against relegation. They could still go down on the final day. They've got plenty to play for, and I suppose that's in our interest because, well, they're taking on MK Dons, who are currently top of the league. Elsewhere, Derby County are at home against Lincoln City, who themselves are also battling for the playoffs. There's lots of competition in this division, all across the board, none more so than at the top. Of course, goal difference separating ourselves and Derby. MK Dons only 2 points ahead of us. 2 of these 3 teams are going up. I mean, if Reading win their game here and results went their way, they could also have a chance to go up on the final day as well. In terms of team news, I have rested up the players. We've had 4 days of rest, and with that in mind, not touching a thing. We are going to play the same team that played that last game. Don't suspect we'll be making the same change, though, with the double centre attacking mid. That was a gamble. Worked out on one occasion. Don't think I'm going to take the same kind of risks in this one here. Right, I'm going to tell the lads, come on, lads, we have a chance at promotion if we win here. Only 2 people care about promotion. That says a lot about our team. It is absolutely wild that we are in this situation. I know I have played down our chances at promotion and, well, mostly playoffs throughout this season. I still stand by the fact our squad really isn't that good for the level we're at. I have no idea how we'll cope with Championship football if we were to get it. I have no idea what next season looks like if we stay in this division. There's so many unknowns, there's so much weirdness, but there's a chance here. This match is a real test, though, and I am scared for it. We have won our last 6 league games in a row. 4 of them have been in live comms. We've been doing all the matches to end the season here. Still 2 more, of course, coming your way here. And regardless of what happens in this game, there will definitely be the final game of the season to do. Because even if Derby win here and we lose, we could still get them on the final day of the season if we could batter Huddersfield. In the other games, just checking things early on, Derby are winning 2-1. Huddersfield are beating MK Dons, and over here, it's 0-0 after half an hour, and nothing is happening. Rigby with a goal kick. We've had a couple of these this year. Also, the white shorts on white shorts action here is, I'm not going to say it's a kit clash, because it's not really a kit clash, but probably should have changed our shorts for this game, really. Or maybe Reading should have changed them. They're the away team. Earthy has put in a great tackle. I nearly hit my desk there. I need a water bottle to throw. Reading have a penalty. Nothing has happened in this game so far. Rigby saved a penalty for us against MK Dons. Can he do it again? Oh my God, I think I love Darren Rigby. Is it wrong to love someone who's not real? I don't know. I mean, he saved 2 penalties in 2 massive games. If they now score from the corner, that would be depressing. Oh my word, I need to shout demand more. Reading in this game, by the way, are playing a 4-1-2-1-2. They're playing a diamond. They're trying to play through the middle. I was a little bit nervous about their centre attack in mid, but truth be told, they've not done a great deal in terms of penetrating us. What I will say is, we've done nothing in this half going forward ourselves. Of course, their XG has been massively inflated by that penalty miss. Besides that, it's been loads of kind of half chances. I imagine lots of shots from range. Do think we need to change some stuff going into this second half, though. So in terms of what I'm thinking, I'm going to tell our kind of goalkeeper just to distribute it to the wing-backs. The wing-backs should get a lot more space in this game here because they are playing this narrower system. McGrath is not having the best of games. He's on a yellow card. I'm going to play it safe and bring in Beckford. Elsewhere, Little's not had a good game. Apshawn's not had a good game either. You know what? Shulman made an impact in the last game. He's been in some good kind of form lately. Last 2 games, he's come on, made cameos and had a real impact for us. He is going to come on in this game at half-time. Besides that, I am going to tell the players when we're in possession to play the ball really, really wide. I'm hoping we can stretch the play out a little bit, maybe catch Reading out with their super narrow system. I think that is our best route to goal in this one. I mean, in terms of the results elsewhere, Derby County are 3-1 up. Huddersfield are still winning by a solitary goal. If things stay as they are, all 3 teams will be separated by 2 points. Wow. I feel like with 25 minutes left, I should probably be focusing less on the other games, more on this match here, where, truth be told, nothing has happened, and it's a wee bit concerning. I'm going to make a change. You know what? We need to make some changes. Now, this is going to be super aggressive, and it is undeniably a gamble. I'm going to drop the centre attack in mid in favour of another striker, and we are going to get the ball further forward quicker. I want more crosses into the box. I want us distributing it quickly over the top. We've not created enough in this game. Possession hasn't rewarded us with anything. In terms of in the final third, I want us whipping crosses in with 3 players to aim for, just putting dangerous deliveries. Let's give the other team something to worry about, because for 70 minutes here, we've tried to play conservatively. It's not really worked out. We've had a load of possession, not created anything with it. And I want to transition away from that with the 15 minutes that are left here, because as good as a draw would be, I need wins. And 3 strikers, let's be honest, it's rewarded us with goals in the past. It's the Guernsey way. Can it reward us here? Hooper wide to Brandon Charles, who has just come on off the bench to play in that right striking position. Hooper forward to Hassana, the wing-back on the overlap into a dangerous area. Goes down in a heap. Brandon Charles is set to take the penalty. No. Abu Kamara's taking the penalty. Brandon Charles has missed too many penalties on the last day of the season and last episode of the season for my liking. I trust Abu Kamara. Is he going to reward that trust? He finds the bottom corner. Up the other end, Reading couldn't score from the spot. Kamara shows how it's done, and we don't deserve this. We've been brave. We've gambled. We got the ball into the box for the first time all game, and with that breakthrough, I think I need to set everyone behind the ball again. Huddersfield, by the way, still beating MK Dons as we sit here. I said I was going to make a change. I've actually run out of centre-backs for the bench, which is less than ideal. I'm going to tell the wing-backs to go and defend. Shulman, you know what? I'm going to bring him back into the midfield, much like we did in the previous game. We are going to be a little bit conservative here. Positive mentality. You know what we're about to do here. We're going to be rolling the ball out from the back to the centre-back. Slow the play down. Roll it out. Just chill. When we don't have the ball, we're just going to hold our shape. No early crosses. Let's get rid of luck for the overlap. Get rid of whip crosses. We'll put it back on low crosses. And in our attacking width, we're going to go narrower. And the reason we're going to do that is because when we have the ball, obviously, I don't want our attacking width to be really wide because they're playing so narrow. And with that in mind, I'm also going to tell our team to try and press the opposition out wide, where they are going to have fewer options to maybe play the ball forward. There is 10 minutes left of this game to try and see out. Another goal, I will be partying. If we concede immediately, I'm going to feel sad. Haddo to Pani, who is caught in possession, but Haddo is going to mop up the pieces. Scotty Williams with it, lays it to Hassana. Hassana, can he get the ball into the box? He is, of course, now a wing-back on defender, or at least he will be very, very soon. Pani, Hooper. We are having possession here. Don't know if I love having quite so many men forward. It's almost like we're overcommitting to the attack. Hooper, caught with possession, but has managed to win it back. He's now going to switch it over to Jay Haddo. I mean, we're Reading playing so narrow. The wing-backs have loads of time and space, but on this occasion, we have been caught in possession. Beckford chasing Cisse. Ball's played in the middle. Why did I go defensive? It's 1-1. I can confirm the tactical changes that I made did actually go through when they scored there. So I can't even blame it on the fact that I didn't get a chance to get more defensive. We've set men back and immediately conceded. We don't know how to defend here at Guernsey. It's just not the way we operate. Okay, I have got to now revert everything back to what it was before, so please do bear with me. Get everything back how it was before in instructions, player-wise. Shulman, into the middle you go, deep lying forward. Wing-backs are going back onto attack instead of defend, and we're going for it again, everyone. 9 minutes left. Elsewhere, Huddersfield are still winning. MK Dons are losing. It's 2-0 in that game here. A goal here would be massive. Can we find anything? Is anything going to happen? 4 minutes of added time. I mean, we've had one shot on target and it was a penalty. We're probably fortunate to get a point. And against Reading, I don't necessarily think that is the worst result in the world, especially because MK Dons have got to play Reading in their next game. So as we take on what should hopefully be easier opposition in Huddersfield, albeit they have just beaten MK Dons, Reading are going to hopefully do us a favour in this next one. Unfortunately, we do have the worst goal difference out of the three sides towards the top of the table. You can see here the key match, MK Dons v Huddersfield. In fact, MK Dons did get a late goal back, but they couldn't complete a comeback. Derby did unfortunately win. It means that we stay in third place. Derby are now top of the league. MK Dons are a point ahead of us, but like I said, they're playing Reading in their next game to end the season in 10 days' time. Huddersfield, on the flip side, are now guaranteed safety. So Huddersfield have got nothing to play for. They should just let us win. Alongside some end-of-season carnage, we have also got an away day to do here. So let's buckle up, get ready. 10 days to prepare the team mentally. Oh, for the first time all year in this year's Parts of Prem, it does go down to the final day of the season. And I don't know if I'm ready. Okay. Here we are, final day of the season, Huddersfield away. We are heading to the John Smith Stadium. I've actually been to this stadium before for a midweek game. It's a stadium a bit in the middle of nowhere. I mean, you'll see in a moment. It has a big car park. Shall we go view it in Google Maps? We should do that. I'm too nervous for the game. Can you tell? Let's do the away day quick. We've got bigger fish to fry. Okay, so today we are heading to Huddersfield, which is southwest of Leeds. And in terms of the stadium, I talked about it being in the middle of nowhere. I mean, it's close to the centre of the city. Here's the car park. Oh my, it's as good as I remember it being when I went there in real life. Look at this. I say that. This is the away end here, if I'm not mistaken. If I am mistaken, Huddersfield fans will inform me of that. In terms of elsewhere, I mean, you've got a health and fitness club connected and another Odeon cinema. I was confused, right? Because it says here, Huddersfield Town AFC shop. So I was like, oh, okay, there's the shop next door. But if we go on Google Maps here, all I can see is this shed. This shed cannot be the thing on Google Maps. I can only assume this is massively out of date. As you can see, Costa, Pizza Hut, Odeon, Huddersfield Stadium. I mean, in terms of the stadium itself, you can see here from the away end, it is just sat on like a massive hill. The whole stadium is sunk down. When you go in as an away fan, it's really weird because like you walk down to your seats rather than walking up to your seats. Sadly, there is no Google Street View for the car park itself, and that's as close as we can get from that side. But if we just come to the stadium way here, you can see, you can peek right in and watch the matches from the corner. Who needs to buy a ticket when you can do this? It's also a bit weird. This stadium, it reminds me of the Reebok. I don't think it's still called the Reebok. What is Bolton Stadium called these days? It's probably not been called the Reebok in a decade. I'm stuck in the past. I mean, when you go on Google Earth here, the stadium just stands out a little bit, doesn't it, with these massive blue ceilings. And if we just look at things here, I mean, here is the ground. It's a cool little stadium just nestled into a hill with a massive cracking car park. It has to be said. I do want to just prove that I'm not just kind of mislabeling the stadiums here. Here is Huddersfield Stadium. Let's go look at Bolton's. So look, here is Bolton's ground. Can you see why I kind of feel like they're the same stadium? I mean, now that I look at it, they're nothing alike. I mean, they've got the same white support bits with it being anchored in the corners, but Bolton's ground does actually have corners. Anyway, bonus Bolton away day done. Suppose we should give the Huddersfield ground a rating. The John Smith Stadium, a stadium that I've been to, doesn't have the best of facilities, although apparently Pride of Yorkshire. There you go. How do you rate this stadium? They're going to get a 7 out of 10. I think this is a very solid 7 out of 10 away day. I mean, maybe I'm not judging the car park highly enough. If the car park was bigger, it'd get a bigger score, but yeah, you know what? 7 is fair. 7, John Smith Stadium. Let's get to the end of the season. No one even cares about this today. There is definitely one person sat at home thinking, I'm only here for the away day. I do care. Well, to you, do your own thing, live your own life, but you are weird. I'm not entirely sure that, as a YouTuber, it's in my interest to call my audience weird, but here we are, I'm a weird guy. Huddersfield away, here's the team, it's unchanged. I sound like a broken record. We have some depth in this team, but not really enough to ever consider changing things up too radically. There was a consideration to maybe drop Tim Apshawn for this game, potentially bring in Brandon Charles, but to be honest, Brandon Charles really hasn't done it in League One, albeit he's made 21 appearances on off the bench. He has also had 20 starts here. I think he has kind of found his limit as a player. So this is the team we're going to go with. Simple task today, win and hope it's enough. If we don't win this game, we don't deserve to go up. If we don't win this game, we can't go up. So, yeah, we've just got to focus on ourselves today. And when I say we can't go up automatically. The playoffs are still an option. That will be the rebound. Okay, I'm nervous for this one. This is the first time this year in Park to Prem where it all does actually come down to the final day of the season. There is massively high stakes on the line here. Automatic promotion would be a dream. I do fear, based on the game we've just seen against Reading, that if we make it to the playoffs, we will struggle. This year, we have struggled against the very top teams traditionally in this league. I know last episode we won 3 miracle games, but I think the Reading game was perhaps a dose of reality. Automatic promotion, I think, is the only way we go up this year. It would take a monumental effort in the playoffs. And, I mean, we just have to hope we can do something here. Early on, throwing on the kind of far side, McGrath is off. 2 players injured for both teams off the pitch. There was a 10v10 here. As Apshawn is in a wide area, lays it back to Panny, who's been an ever-present part of our team. Now with George Urphy, who hits it just over the bar. Worth noting, Huddersfield are playing with this double defensive mid setup. The temptation to go to the 2 shadow strikers again is very much real. I want to see what roles their defensive midfielders are playing. I'm hoping I'm going to get that off the staff in a second. If they're not playing a Segundo Volante, or a role that can get up and down, I think I will change things up. Okay, they're playing with a ball-winning midfielder and defensive mid. I'm going to change things. It might be bold, it might be brave, it might be stupid, but Urphy is a very, very good player going forward. We're going to try him actually as an attacking midfielder on attack, rather than as a shadow striker. Jay Haddo has picked up an injury. I'm going to take him off. He has been struggling for form anyway, but just don't feel like I want to have an injured player on the pitch here, especially someone who has been a little bit hit and miss lately when it comes to form. So Beck is going to come in at left back, a player we can trust there. And well, I made this change against Fleetwood and it worked, kind of. I'm going to hope for more of the same here. Thus far in this game, we've had 59% of possession. We're having a lot of the ball. Can we make something happen with it, though? It's still 0-0 here. There's only 5 minutes left to the half. I don't want to check what's going on in the other games. I'm scared to. Huddersfield have a corner. It's whipped in. It's headed away, but not fully clear. Karoma is fouled, and then another player is fouled as well. I think it's Hassana. It is Hassana. We need a penalty save, Rigby. He's never saving 3 in a row. It's just not going to happen. I don't know why I'm getting my hopes up. Chio is going to step up for them. Rigby, can I be honest with you? For a second, I did think he was actually going to stop it. It's 1-0 Huddersfield here. Despite having a lot of the ball, we're doing nothing with it. And from a seemingly innocuous corner, they've earned a chance from the penalty spot, and they've taken it. What I'd really like to see is that in all the other games elsewhere, the other teams are winning. Because if the other teams are winning, it doesn't matter what we do here. Looking at things, MK Dons are 2 goals up. Derby County are a goal down. If we win and Derby lose, we would be up. I mean, I really needed Reading to do one job for us, and they've let us down massively so far. I'm going to tell the players I've been terrible, and I can't believe I'm doing this. There's a voice in the back of my head saying, go back to the 3 strikers. And I'm going to listen to the voice. Now, unfortunately, with a 3 striker setup, I am going to have to change things around a little bit here and maybe even make a couple of changes at the back. Panny is going to play as a deep line playmaker on defend, but he can't play defensive mid, so he is going to play kind of in the heart of a 3-man midfield. McGrath, I think, is going to... Actually, no, McGrath's not going to come off. Urphy's going to drop deeper. And then I think we bring in Shulman. I think we bring in the greatest Shulman and we play him as a deep line forward. It's what I ended up with last game. It got us a goal last time. The 3 strikers are back. We need a comeback. It would be a little bit sad, wouldn't it, to not win this game, especially if either MK Dons or Derby slip up. It'll feel like such a missed opportunity. I'm kind of scared to check those games elsewhere because ultimately we kind of have to focus on our own performance here. It doesn't really matter what's going on in those other games. We need a goal or 2. And while we've played 15 minutes this half, nothing has happened. Right, I'm going to move Panny out of position. I might live to regret this. Beck is going to go forward and play as a wing-back on attack. Hassana, wing-back on attack. We're going for it now, everyone. More direct, not looking for the overlap. Hit early crosses. In transition, quickly, over the top. Oh, we need a goal. I mean, they are playing with so many men behind the ball. It makes it very, very difficult to do a great deal. I'm going to make another change, actually. I can't believe I'm doing this. I'm going back to the 2 centre attacking mids. But this time with 3 strikers. You know, because if at first you don't succeed, just throw more attackers on the pitch. Apshawn's not played very well here. I think I'm going to bring in Brandon Charles. But first, we'll see what happens here. Shulman switches it over. Apshawn to Little. If we get one goal back, I start to believe. Little to the byline. Can he get it across? He can. Oh, my word. It's a risky back pass by Huddersfield. It might leave them with a chance to get in behind. Of course, we are now just throwing men forward. We kind of have to do it at this moment in time. Ball towards Shulman. He is not going to be able to win that, sadly. And now Clancy to Cordoba, who's in behind on this far side. Huddersfield, already safe from the drop. They've got nothing to play for. Why are they doing this to me? All right, Shulman, I'll tell you what, I'm just going to have to play him as an advance forward, aren't I? I'm going to move him over onto the right-hand side. Charles, we're going to bring in. Ben Acey, we're going to bring in. Liam Stewart on for Panny as well, I think. It's not been a particularly good display. I've now made all the changes that I can. I mean, in this half, Huddersfield have done absolutely nothing, but on the flip side, we've not done nearly enough either. I just need one chance that ends up going in. Just need one opportunity. Pass into space. Let's try and get it in behind. 12 minutes left for a goal. I can't really throw more men forward. We are now going to be leaving ourselves susceptible at the back, but we've got absolutely nothing to lose here. Ball is launched forward. Unfortunately, it's Huddersfield now bringing the ball back into a dangerous area, although maybe maybe a chance to get it forward. This is the kind of game where Robbie Ear's physical presence is missed. Oh my word, Rigby makes one stop, does collect it. For all this attacking that we're doing, the ball's still very much ending up down our end, it feels like. MK Dons are now beating Reading 4-1. Derby County still a goal down. There's 5 minutes left here. Let's just try and get it to the flanks if we can. I've got both wing-backs set to complete wing-back. AC, you might as well play as an advanced playmaker and attack now. Stewart, you can go forward too. We're going direct. We're going for it. I don't think there's much more we can do here. 2 minutes plus any added time. Is there even a sniff at a chance here? I'm looking at the other games. Derby aren't going to win and we're going to not win either. Oh, it's an absolute tragedy. I mean, of all the games to lose in this run, this is not the game I had down, and we've lost via a penalty. I do feel like in chasing the game, we really didn't create enough to ever justify a win. Oh, well, I mean, it's playoffs tomorrow now. 2 points behind Derby, 4 points behind MK Dons. If we'd won that, we would have finished a point ahead of Derby. But as things stand, we're sailing for the playoffs, and the team we have to play is Wigan Athletic. Okay, Wigan next episode. Worth noting, the playoffs in this league are over 2 legs. So it's not like the non-league playoffs we've been in before. There has to be some consistency to our performances. And up until the end of this season, I would have said we've been the king of consistency. But yeah, we've just not quite had enough legs in us, I suppose, to see out the end of this season. I am actually heartbroken. I mean, going into this season, I would have bitten your hand off for the playoffs. I would have bitten your hand off to be in the chance and in the fight for automatic promotion on the final day of the season. Such a shame that we couldn't make that final step. Now, we move into the playoffs where it's going to be tricky and it is going to be hard. Not really looking forward to Wigan next time. Of course, in that next episode, we will have a trip to the DW Stadium. We're heading a lot to the northwest, it appears to be, at the moment. I say that. Wigan's not... Is Wigan northwest? It's in Lancashire. That's kind of northwest. At least I think Wigan's in Lancashire. If it's not, then that's really awkward. I could Google it, but instead I'm just going to let people correct me in the comments because that helps with the engagement more. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed today's episode. I'm a little bit gutted with the way the season's ended, but we have been a perennial overachiever. We just didn't have that last win in us that would have been enough. Unfortunately, it means the playoffs await. I hope you guys are excited for it. I'm rather nervous. I'll see you tomorrow for the semi-finals. Any words of wisdom, get them down below. I'll see you guys then. I'm out.